Hello and welcome to my first video on my AVFC channel that's not the intro video. So today I'm going to plan to go through the Aston Villa squad and either keep, loan, sell or contract expire. We don't need to renew. So we start off with Amadou Onana. Strong keep. Has been solid this season. I think he's probably our second best midfielder behind Kamara. And Clearly paid 60 million for however much it was. I don't think we would get that money back. Yeah, I think we should keep him and he'll be a great addition next season. Next up is that Nedeljkovic. I think again another loan, maybe to a championship club though, because he doesn't look promising. Didn't get much game time at Leipzig. Uh, we are quite, we've got quite a lot of right backs, young right backs, so another loan, maybe championship club, get him some more minutes. I think maybe boost his career and take him to that next step and hope to be Villa's right back of the future because Cash is getting late 20s, early 30s. Next up, Boubacar Kamara has to be a keep, unquestioned. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. Wish he was a bit injured, a bit less, but yeah, solid defensive numbers. In my opinion, if he was fit, he probably would be in the French squad with the lack of central midfielders they've got. I'm not fancying too many. So it's a must keep for us. Even though he's probably our most important player. He's not our best player, but he's our most important player in that squad. He keeps us ticking in the middle of the park. Next up, Douglas Luiz. I think as much as the sentimental part of me wants to keep him, I think we've got to let him go back to Juventus and either move on from there. Although they are looking to sell this summer, so he might be available cheap. I think we've got enough central midfielders with Tielemans and on Kamara, like I said before. Next, is that Wendia? Yes, it's only Wendia has to be a keep. Probably been our surprise player of the season when he got loaned out last summer. We thought that could be the end of him with all that money we spent on him from Norwich. But he's come back and has been on fire. That goal in the Europa League final, sensational performance. And it's definitely a keep from our key creative points. It's followed by the best goalkeeper in the league. So I don't hear any of this David Raya nonsense. Emi Martinez is the world's number one, the best keeper in the league. I think if we did sell him or he wanted to leave, which is rumoured, there's no way people are going to spend the ridiculous money that we're going to ask for him. He's got a long-term contract, so I'm assuming he will keep him this season. Next up, Tammy came in January. I'd like to keep him as well. I would like to see him get more minutes, but Emery seems to fancy Watkins a lot more. But I mean, if he wants to stay, which is a big if because he hasn't got much game time. I'd like to have him as a backup striker. Now got Champions League as well. It's be a higher level, so we need that backup striker. This is followed by Enzo Bernardino. This is an interesting one. He's been on loan at Benfica for the whole season, and he's been really a squad player. He's struggled to break into the team, come off the bench. So I think with the midfield options we've got, he's probably best to loan back out one more season, and then when players get older and more experienced and they drop in decline, he can come in next season. I think one more loan at maybe a low-end Premier League club if we can, or a Championship to see what he's about, see if he's used to that physicality that the English League offers. Next up, Esri Concert, being our best defender all season, an absolute rock at the back. No one's come close to definitely, in my opinion, should be England's starting centre back with Gay here for this summer. He is on his day an unbelievable centre back, just Mr. Consistent, a complete Rolls Royce. Good to see him next year in the Champions League as well, so we have to keep Esri Concert. Like definitely much interest with his age, so that's good for Villa. It's just followed by probably one of the worst signings in the Premier League this season, Harvey Elliott on loan. To be fair, I think he would have played him if we didn't have that 10 games in the league after buying for 40 million. If we didn't have that clause in there, he probably would have played more in the Cup and in the group stages of Europe. But it just hasn't worked out. If we go back to Liverpool, maybe might get more game time under Areola, but didn't work out at Villa. I'm not happy to back him because he didn't cause any problems. To be fair to Harvey Elliott, he was, from what I gather, uh, reliable in terms of he did so much training, didn't cause any fuss as he could have kicked off, but he just kept training. So I hope it goes well for him in the future at Liverpool, but it just didn't work out at Villa. Next up, Ian Matson. Now, it's an interesting one. I'd like to keep him. Well, he moved in there really quickly, so I do want to keep him. But I would have liked to see him push on a bit more this season. He seems to be there seems to be a battle him and Luca Dean on that left hand side. And Luca Dean to me this season has been the better left back. So I'd like to see Matson push on a bit and kind of get to that higher standard because he does seem to be a good player going forward. Maybe defensively he could improve, but for you know how much he's much better going forward. Not many goals and assists. I'd like a little bit more from him next season, but for now he's got to be a keep. He's a great left back squad option, for especially if we're playing teams that are sitting back. We have to play some small, not smaller teams, but in terms of teams that just want to defend and come to Villa Park and say here's a great option on our left hand side. Next up, Illing Jr. Now, you're not alone at Pisa. He's only young. It's not really happened for him yet at any club he's been loaned out for, so I think maybe another loan. I love the championship maybe more, if a championship club would want him. It's not really happened for him yet, though he's had a few loan spells now. That hasn't clicked, so I'm hoping that he can push maybe next loan spell he can kick on a bit and make more of an impact because he's getting to 1920 where he needs to start kind of contributing to the championship level, get the next one, to get into that Villa team eventually. Next up, Jadon Sancho. Now, Emery really likes Sancho, and he is a free agent, but to me, it just hasn't happened at Villa. So I think we just let him go back to Dortmund or wherever he wants to go because I don't think he was really done too much. I mean, it's hard. On one hand, he's won the last two seasons the Conference League and the Europa League in both squads. But he just doesn't. He's a creative winger, but he just hasn't clicked for him at Villa. So I think letting him go back to Germany or somewhere and start all over again. This is followed by Joe Gauch, who's had a loan spell at Port Vale at the bottom of League One. Now, I think the issue is we spent 2 or 3 million in getting him over here from Australia, and I think to be honest, he's not good enough. However, I don't think anyone's going to pay any money for him. I don't think his wages will be too high, so I think maybe another loan or sell. I don't know who's going to want Joe Gauchi on a free transfer because he hasn't performed and we don't know much about him. But there's also outside that because we don't see much of him, he might be better than we think. Like I look at Emi Martinez, who was loaned out to Reading. Uh, Admittedly not as low a level as Joe Gauchi is, but he's ended up a pretty good career. So we don't maybe he could be a late developer. So I think we'll learn off another season. I don't think anyone's going to pay for him. Now next up we've got John McGinn. This has to be a keep. He's a quality player, John McGinn. He's unbelievable. Uh, yeah, he's a solid player. Solid player, understated. Maybe our leader this season when we got injuries, we were out for a few weeks and months. It was struggle, but he's come back in lead. He's had a goal for game season as well. And I've just realised I have got Garcia and Nedeljkovic the wrong way around, so we'll put Nedeljkovic alone. And Garcia, wow, it's difficult because he's getting to 23, 24, and he hasn't really had much of a playing much time in the first team. And with the right backs we've got of Bogard, Nedeljkovic, and Cash, if he's not getting minutes now and he's 23, when is he going to get minutes? But then he's got 2 years left in his contract. So I don't know if we should maybe sell him and cash in or a loan. I think maybe we should sell him because he's just not getting minutes. We've got enough right backs. And in the pecking order, I think he's behind Boga and Cash, and he's 23, so I think it's time he moved on. Next up, Lamar Boga. Now I think we have to keep this guy in the team when he's getting to that age where it's either now or never if he's going to make it in Villa, and he is starting to get more minutes. I think he's a great squad player for us. He can play right back, holding midfield, or centre back. So I think he's a good player just around the squad, a youngster as well, so hopefully he can develop a bit more. Now, next up, I've got Leon Bailey. Now, for me, I think it's time to move on from Leon Bailey. I don't know if we'll get much money for him. We'll do well to get 10 million. He's on his day, he's a good player. And one thing you like about Leon Bailey is when he gets the ball, he does run at players. He doesn't kind of try and pass it off. He does try and make things happen, but he's been there for 3 years, quite a while now, and he hasn't kicked on. He hasn't taken that next step. So I think, and also he's not really the type of winger that Emery would want. He wants more creative wingers, um, more tens than actual direct wingers that run at people. So I think it's time Leon Bailey moved on for himself. Now this next one, we have got Lewis Dobbin. He's had a great loan spell at Preston. Now, controversially, I would sell him because I don't think if we were to sell him now, I don't think we'd get a bigger fee in the future. Like if we loaned him out again, let's say this season, and he doesn't perform to this level, we lose the value of him. So I think if we sold him now, there's a decent fee for a newly promoted or a championship club that would want him. I don't know if he'll ever reach the level of Aston, the kind of pushing on for Europe that we would want. So I think it's time, not time, but I think it's right for everyone that he gets the moves. We'll get Premier League minutes, we can develop to a low-end Premier League club, and we'll get a decent fee for him. So yeah. Next up, Luca Dean. Now he's been Mr. Consistent. We've got to keep Luca Dean. Up and down at left-hand side, he's just well-rounded. He's just a great left back to have. So there's no reason why we need to replace. I think left back was sorted, so I don't think we need to replace anyone. Now, next up, Bizot, the world's number two. He's got to be. Oh, no, we don't want to loan him. We want to keep him. Marco Bizot is one of the best understudy goalkeepers in the Premiership. I think he would start for a number of Premier League teams. Um, he's quite underrated with the amount of injuries. I mean, he's quite. I don't know if he's injury prone, but he misses a few games this season, so it's great for a number two. Bizot because I don't think Gauchi's nowhere near good enough, so Bizot is a wonderful number two to have. Next up, Matty Cash. We got to keep him, Mr. Reliable. Um, yeah, a very good season going forward. He's just consistent again, a 7 out of 10 every week. Um, he's good on the ball, can defend, can go forward. He's like that he's being more creative this season with some more shots on target. I've noticed, so I hope he can stay at Villa. I don't think any club will be interested in him for the fee we want. So yeah. Next up, the big one, Morgan Rogers. Now, there's two arguments for this. There's a sell him, 100 odd million. Um, and with that, you could argue we could replace him. But for me, we've got to try and keep our best players if we want to push on in Europe and the Premier League. So we've got to try and keep Morgan Rogers, even if we do get a ridiculous offer. I mean, he's played every game this season in the league. He's the only player to do that. Just one of our better players, the most creative, probably our most creative player. Um, because of and progressing the ball as well from defence to attack. We just give him the ball and he can beat a few players. So I think we can't afford to sell Morgan Rogers unless the finances are against us. Speaking of a player we can't sell, Ollie Watkins, just not a player. Ollie Watkins, he was it was a bit of a slow start, but he's again 15 goals a season. He's hit that every season. Well, every season since he joined us in the Prem. He's just a consistent goal scorer. And for the 20 million we probably get, 20 to 30 million we get for him, he's worth more to us on in the field than selling him. So we must keep Ollie Watkins. He's also our all-time Premier League top goal scorer. So why would we sell Ollie Watkins if we're not going to get ridiculous money for him? Next up, Victor Lindelof. Now, controversially, I would sell, and it's not because he's a bad footballer. My argument would be I think we need to get younger in the centre back department. Because if you look, most of Consul late 20s, Mings early 30s, Lindelof mid to early 30s. And Pau Torres as well was getting late 20s. So I think we do need to get maybe a younger centre back, and to do that, I think we don't need five centre backs. So if we could maybe get a small fee for Lindelof or let him go to him free, 'cause I think he's a good player. He's been a great squad player this season, playing holding mid or at centre back. But I would like a younger centre back to come in because the profile of our centre backs are getting older in their 30s, and we need some youth, I think, in that position. Our next up is Ross Barkley. For me, Ross Barkley, I think we need to keep. I mean, he's got one more good season in. Towards the end of the season, I was getting quite frustrated, especially in the Burnley game where he was in the centre of the park and he did seem to struggle against a Burnley team that was already relegated and pretty much not playing for much. But I think one more season, we got 1 year left on that contract, and then after that, I think we let him go and have a look at Brian Achea or bring in a new central midfielder that's available. But I think one more season for Barkley is fine for a squad player. Next, is that Tammy Abraham? I think it is. I've got some wrong again. Who have I got wrong? Oh no, I've got Tammy Abraham in twice. That's clever. Is that Tammy Abraham? Oh, Gasson. I've got Gasson and Abraham the wrong way around. So like I said, we keep Tammy and keep also we go to Evan Gasson, who I'm confused with Tammy Abraham, which is great for me. That's two now. I'm a blinder. Gasson, learn at Palace. I would keep him. I think he's done well at Palace. I don't fully know why we brought him and loaned him out for 30 million. I think next season he'll be a great squad player in that backup 10 role to Watkins, and he can also play on the left and right hand side for us. So I think, especially Champions League next year, we can't just play all the kids and the squad players in the Europa League group stages and the Champions League group stages. I think we need as strong as we possibly can. So Gaston is a must keep for me. This is followed by Tyron Mings. There's a lot of links and links. There's a lot of rumours that he may be leaving Villa and going to Besiktas. Now, for me, he's been one of our longest serving players and has to stay in a place in the squad for Tyrone Mings or any age. I think his leadership, and he knows what Aston Villa is. He knows he's been there through some difficult periods. First team in relegation, and he's also a character that every squad would love to have. Tyrone Mings, even if his ability may not be the greatest, but I think he's a Premier League centre back. I don't know how he would replace him. You could argue we could take Mings out and Lindelof could stay. 'Cause I'd argue that Lindelof been better this season, but I think for Mings is he knows Aston Villa, he knows what it's about. I think it's right that he stays. And I've just read they've also got Pat Torres the one way around, so I'm having a blinder. So I'll put Lindelof there, and Torres we're going to keep because he's our best ball player centre back. Unai Emery loves him. There's no reason why I get rid of Pat Torres. He's an obvious keep. Next up, Yuri Tielemans. Now, got to be a keep in that central midfield. He's a great player if we're playing a lower league team or a team that's defensive. He's great at opening teams up through midfield. You either put Kamara and Lana next to him. You got that defensive and creative mix. So we've got to keep Yuri Tielemans. He's just a great player on the ball. On his day, he's unplayable. But yeah, and finally Alisson now. For me, he's not been in England very long. I think he's still learning English. I could be wrong, but I would keep him at the club 'cause I think in the Carabao Cup, FA Cups early rounds, maybe if we can bring him off the bench in some games, he could really be an impact. He's highly rated. We spent decent money on him, so I don't know. Maybe you could learn him up. I think it'd be better if he stayed at the club as a depth option. A couple of appearances off the bench, could see him develop pretty well. So yeah, following on from this, you can see a lot of the players want to keep contract expiries. There's just loads of really especially impacts and then the sales. A real mix of all. So thank you very much for watching that. You can like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.